Hey, I'm back with another video. I hope everyone is well. I hope we've all been praying. I hope we've all been reading our Bibles, staying healthy, staying out of trouble, and just really focusing on everything that we have to do. Today's video is going to be about reading the Bible and how actually to read the Bible. Now, the first thing I want to get out of the way is, as a Christian, we should understand that the Bible is not a book. It's not a singular book, but it's a collection of books written for the purpose of us being able to look at other people's mistakes and, avoiding the certain things that people did, from David to Solomon to Jesus to the disciples to the Apostle Paul, from Adam, all those characters were put together in this collection of books so that us, the readers, are able to learn from their mistakes and do the opposite of what they did. Now, when it comes to reading the Bible, we should understand that it is not a novel. The Bible is not a novel, it's not a book that you read out of boredom. It is a book you read because there is something that you're searching for. Now, I'm not quite certain which verse says this, but one of the verses in the Bible, somewhere in Matthew, says, "Seek and you will find." Now, when you take that verse and you apply it into reading the Bible, you are then able to find things that you didn't even think were in the Bible. I mean, me personally, when I first started intentionally reading the Bible, it was kind of mentally draining. I won't lie. It took a lot of mental power and physical power, but it's all worth it in the end. I mean, these things that you learn that you didn't even think were in the Bible, and when you finally realize it, you're like, what? That's crazy, you know? So, yeah, that's one thing. Read it with intention. The second way of reading the Bible is cross referencing. Now, I know not everyone has a Bible that has like a small column in the middle where it shows reference verses, but if you can, try getting Bibles like that. I know King James is one of those versions that have reference verses in the middle column of the pages. And why that's important is so that you have this, how can I say, not idea, but you have this picture that the Bible is actually an interlinked collection of books. The Bible does not contradict itself. Anything that it said in the Old Testament is going to say it in the New Testament. Anything found in the New Testament can be found in the Old Testament, and this can be shown with so many examples. I mean, when it comes to Jesus, we find Jesus being referenced in the Old Testament not by the name Jesus, but by the name of, um, the coming Lamb, the Messiah, the one who comes to save Israel and Gentiles. You know. So when you apply all of these things together, reading with intention and cross-referencing, there is a lot there is to learn when it comes to the Bible. There's a lot of things, and I hope what I say now is a little bit mind opening, or helps you in reading your Bible. And another way to not necessarily read the Bible, but to get a better understanding is to have multiple Bibles at the same time. Because not every single Bible has the same terminologies or the same way of putting certain verses. There's some verses where, if you're gonna read the creation story where God made the so-called firmament, not so-called, but the firmament itself, some verses don't say firmament. Some versions do not say firmament. Some versions say vault. Some versions say waters. Some versions say something completely different. So it's always good to also have multiple Bibles, maybe like two other versions while you're reading a certain version of yourself, for yourself, and that also helps you understand the picture of what is being painted when it comes to these words, because understand that the Bible was never originally written in English, and so some things will not necessarily make sense until you start cross-referencing and start, as well. Add a dictionary too while you're reading it, because there's some words that personally I've learned like a few words from reading the Bible. It's very helpful. So yeah, that's all the information that I have for today. I hope it was helpful, and from tomorrow I'll be posting more videos about the Bible. This time I will be talking about um, the creation. I'll be talking about creation and really getting into like the smaller pieces of creation, because I've read the creation story, and honestly for me I was kind of mind blown, because there were certain things that I thought I knew about the creation, but I really didn't until I started really reading into it. So yeah, that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoy, and I hope you learn something. Stay blessed, everyone.